Good Wednesday evening. I'm Grant Olson and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And it was another bone-chilling day today. And look at this beautiful, beautiful shot around the Badger Mountain area from our Sky-Fi tower camera. You can see the fog layer that pretty much inundated us the entire day today. Above that, we saw lots of sunshine. We should have gotten to about 45 degrees for a high temperature today. And folks, we didn't even come close. In fact, our average high this week has been only about 33 degrees. That's Monday, Tuesday, and today. And we could see a little bit of wet stuff once again be moving into north central Washington. This will be our situation by the time you make that morning commute tomorrow. It looks like most of the rain and ice, the ice in that bluish color, will still be to our east and a little bit to our north. But you folks in Winthrop, Chelan, and even up in Plain, watch out for some icy conditions. And Wendy, our salesperson here at NCWLIFE, sent us some pictures this morning. Very, very slick up in the Plain area this morning. So be careful tomorrow morning. We'll have more on your weather forecast coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. The third time was the charm for Douglas County Sheriff's deputies in their search for a wanted theft suspect. About 60 people listened as experts for and against the proposed Black Rock Terrace housing development in the Wenatchee foothills made their cases yesterday. And could Moses Lake Airport be selected as a possible Boeing aircraft production facility? We will let you know. But first, we begin tonight. Bob Boogert took the lead in the race for Chelan County Commissioner last Friday, pulling ahead of opponent Sean Smith by 160 votes. And after another vote count completed late today, Bob Boogert has extended his lead now to almost 500 votes over Republican challenger Sean Smith. Boogert now with 50.7% of the vote, compared to Sean Smith's 49.3%. There still are 288 ballots left to count, and a few more may trickle in, but it appears now that Bob Boogert will be the next Chelan County Commissioner. And I do want to mention that after the November 6th election, Smith did lead in that race by 314 votes. More on that tomorrow right here on the NCWLIFE News. Well, the third time was the charm for Douglas County Sheriff's deputies in their search for a wanted theft suspect. The Sheriff's Office reports the capture of 40-year-old Nathan J. Crowell after an extensive search in the Rock Island area last week. Crowell was being sought on a warrant out of Grant County in connection with a theft investigation in Ephrata. Crowell had been the subject of a search since last Thursday when a resident called the Sheriff's Office reported seeing the suspect camping in the area of Nelson Siding Road. He eluded deputies for 2 days but was finally arrested in the same general area on Friday. He is currently jailed at the Chelan County Justice Center. About 60 people listened as experts for and against the proposed Black Rock Terrace housing development in the Wenatchee foothills made their cases to hearing examiner Ande on Tuesday. City staff has recommended approval of the subdivision, which would allow 17 homes on 13 acres. It's now up to Kottkamp to decide whether the project goes forward.
I am hired to conduct hearings, to gather evidence, not to manipulate the evidence, not to control the evidence, not to help one side or help the other. The evidence will be submitted, and then I will make findings of facts. The law is the law. I'm not allowed to disregard the law. I'm not allowed to change the law. I'm not allowed to ignore certain provisions. I am required to follow the law that's been submitted that has been passed by the City Council, as I indicated.
Steve Tramp, owner of the property, brought numerous experts with him to testify to viability of the development. Tramp said the subdivision has been a years-long project.
My wife, my two sons, and been part of this community for over 30 years. We shop here, we worship here, and we give back to the community whenever we can. We purchased the Skyline Drive property about 10 years ago, a little longer, as an investment property. Our family's worked hard to bring this subdivision to life. Our vision for the project would be 17 newly built homes, custom homes. These low-impact homes will be tastefully designed with emphasis on complementing the natural beauty of the area. Exteriors will be non-reflective and earth tone in color. Landscaping shall be kept to a minimum disturbance in an effort to enhance the natural beauty of the area. And covenants shall be strictly enforced in order to bring a blending of nature and harmony to these homes. Today I'm here to answer questions that you may have for us. I've also brought my team of experts to help with more deeper questions.
Though the city seems satisfied the proposal has addressed geological, runoff, wildlife, and other concerns, Robert Dodge, a lawyer representing a group of neighbors, said they have not had timely access to key documents and more study is needed. Neighbor Suzanne Hartman said the city has failed citizens.
I'm here to speak directly to the city and their failure around this proposed development. Some of the fundamental responsibilities of the city, its elected officials and staff, is to provide for the health, safety, and welfare of the citizens of the city. That's what the citizens paid for the city to do. However, the city of Wenatchee has been silent or has silenced some very key departments when it comes to health, safety, and the vitality of this community. That includes fire. Just 4 short years ago, this very property had a wildfire rage across it, threatening houses along Skyline from the Rack all the way to Red Apple.
Another public hearing was held earlier today at City Hall. Well, could Moses Lake Airport be selected as a possible Boeing aircraft production facility? The Columbia Basin Herald reports that senior company officials have been seen in recent weeks visiting the company-owned hangar. It's located on Port of Moses Lake property. Port officials confirm that Boeing is paying a lot of attention to the facility. The port has been preparing to submit a proposal to host a production facility for the new 797 midsize aircraft to replace the 757. The site appears to be favored by Boeing's union workers, as evidenced in a recent interview on TVW's Inside Olympia program.
Well, I will tell you that we recently visited Moses Lake and toured the facility there. It's a superb facility with a lot of potential.
Could that be the site of a mega production facility?
We would be in favor of that. We think that makes some real sense to do that. I know that when the 787 second line was being considered, we pitched Moses Lake for consideration.
Brown added in that TVW interview that he believes that it's very likely that sometime in the next decade a major new aircraft production center will be built in a place like Moses Lake. Boeing is the 5th largest taxpayer in Grant County, paying roughly $1.6 million in property taxes in 2017. Well, coming up next, a variety of tourist-oriented activities in Chelan County will share over $200,000 in lodging tax proceeds following action this week by county commissioners. The U.S. Forest Service has received emergency funding for recovery work on over 133 miles of roads and trails damaged in last summer's wildfires. And we'll bring you an informational video from the PUD about how you can prevent being scammed. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Hey everyone, so today I'm tackling medical assistant ninja, trying to get that next level career. Man, this dead-end job is holding me back. Decision time, I'm going charter college. Now I'm a medical assistant student. Rocking it? Yeah, earned the President's Award. Score! Took my career to the next level. Hey, I can level up to medical assistant ninja, so can you. Get on it.
Dear Merry Maids, please clean the kitchen, and the cabinets, and floors, and the chairs. And I wish you could clean the dog. Colin is now feeding himself. Thanks, Megan.
Hi, Megan. No worries. We got it all cleaned up. Let's hope Colin gets past the spaghetti flinging stage soon. Till then, we've got you covered. See you next time. Merry Maids.
Thanks to the help I received at Goodwill,
I have a job. I'm working now. Thanks to Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Goodwill's Employment Connection Center is a free walk-in job search assistance program designed to get you back to work. When you donate to or shop at Goodwill, you're really helping people find work.
Thank you. Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
Welcome back. In other news, a variety of tourist-oriented activities in Chelan County will share over $200,000 in lodging tax proceeds following action this week by county commissioners. The lodging tax revenue is earmarked by state law to be used only for events or organizations that generate tourism. Commissioners select the grant recipients based upon the recommendations of an appointed Citizen Advisory Committee. Commissioner Keith Gaynor says it's a highly competitive process.
It's just a challenge really at times to determine what are the most appropriate things to encourage tourism. But the reality is that Chelan County, particularly unincorporated areas, have really done a great job of bringing people in, putting heads in beds, and because of that we have a number of dollars to disperse. So it was a good thoughtful process. Appreciate everybody that was a part of that. And we look forward to encouraging more tourists coming in this year.
Among this year's grant award recipients, $2,500 will go to the Black Knight Society's Two Rivers Medieval Fair. The Chelan County Expo Center gets $40,000 for operation of the tourism-related facility. The Leavenworth Ale Fest received $4,000, and you can find the full list of grant recipients on the Chelan County website. Well, the U.S. Forest Service has received emergency funding for recovery work on over 133 miles of roads and trails damaged in last summer's wildfires in central Washington. A burned area emergency response, or BEAR team, identified 72 miles of trails and more than 61 miles of Forest Service roads extending from the Methow to Natchez that were affected by the McLeod, Crescent Mountain, Cougar Creek, and Miriam fires. BEAR team coordinator Molly Hansen described the work plan for the areas burned in the Cougar Creek fire at a September fire information meeting.
These are the areas we really want to have people be mindful of, and just know that there's a higher risk for post-fire runoff in these drainages. So these are the smaller catchments of the Mad River system, and then Decker Canyon, Shamel Creek is off of the Eniac, Potato Creek, and Gray's Canyon's over at the end. So the big area concern is the Windy Creek, obviously. So next. So let's describe what can you expect from a runoff event. About 35% of the total burned area will have the higher potential for these things to occur. So we'll have, with about a ½ inch of rain in an hour storm, the first storm will move a lot of ash through the system. There may be rill and gully erosion, lots of concentration of flow. There is potential for flash flooding during the thunderstorm convective cycle in the summer. And then there is a higher risk for debris flows.
Hansen says the work will be concentrated in areas that have the highest risk of post-fire erosion, flooding, or debris flow. $730,000 is earmarked for work on the Okanagan and Wenatchee National Forest. Well, scammers are getting bolder and trying harder to get Chelan PUD customers to believe false claims that their utility bill is past due and service will be disconnected if they don't pay up right now. Today, November 14th, is the 3rd annual Utility Scam Awareness Day, part of a week-long advocacy and awareness campaign focused on exposing the tactics of scammers. Here's an informational video from the PUD about how you can prevent being scammed.
Hi, I'm Anna from the PUD, and we want you to know that scammers may contact you and try to scare you by saying you owe money to the PUD. They will tell you that you must make an immediate payment or your power will be cut off. You should know that the PUD would never call you and demand an immediate payment over the phone. Scammers will tell you to buy a prepaid credit card or a green dot card and then want you to call them back and give them the card information. Don't do it. Never give your banking, credit card, or social security information over the phone unless you made the call to the utility and know who you are talking to. And never let someone into your home who says they are from the PUD unless they have proper identification or you have made an arrangement with us to have someone come to your house. Your safety and account security is very important to us. If you get a call demanding payment or someone shows up at your house or business unexpectedly, call us immediately. If someone is at your house without proper utility identification, call 911.
You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
Arctic Refrigeration and Heating has been serving North Central Washington for 34 years. Arctic provides the finest heating and cooling air quality products for residential and commercial customers, along with prompt and professional customer service. Arctic also offers specialty services like custom sheet metal fabrication of ductwork, coil cleaning, as well as planned fall and spring maintenance for the overall well-being of your system. Arctic is available for emergency calls 24/7. Call Arctic Refrigeration and Heating for your heating and cooling needs.
Bob's Burgers and Brew in Wenatchee. Only the best. Bob's Burgers and Brew in Wenatchee. Only the best.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Students from Wenatchee, Kashmir, and Entiat worked with New York filmmaker Mike Fierstein this fall to create anti-bullying videos as part of the Don't Wait to Unmake a Bully project. That effort was in partnership with NCWLIFE's own Lisa Bradshaw and her Don't Wait project. We'll be showing you those videos right here on the Evening News beginning tonight with a film by the students of Vale Elementary in Kashmir.
I can't wait for this weekend.
How come?
I'm gonna go to California.
What, Lucky? Wait, who's that over there?
I don't know who that is. Whatever.
It looks like he needs help.
Hey! What are you gonna do about it? Come on, push him back. Are you a chicken?
No, I just don't want to fight.
Dude, just gonna let him push you like that?
Come here. Come here. Try to stand up. Ah. I think I'm gonna go help him.
Stay out of here. I have to do everything myself. Come on, you want everyone to think you're a wimp?
Nobody thinks that, but I'm not gonna get in a fight over a stupid line pusher.
Oh, Edward, you called you stupid. Hey, they're my friends. Okay, I don't really care about your friends. What, you call me?
It wasn't me, it was her.
Are you trying to cause a fight?
I already said,
Come on, push him back. Why does he push him back? Edward needs to leave her alone. Oh, yeah?
what's going on?
Are you guys okay?
Yeah, but he's just pushing me around. Nice job. Thank you for standing up for me. Thank you.
And time now for a check of your north central Washington weather forecast. Before we get to those details, let's take another beautiful look at our weather window today. This was this afternoon looking off of Badger Mountain. The clouds rolled over those mountains this morning and inundated the Wenatchee Valley with all that fog that we've seen the past 3 days or so. And with that fog, it has really kept our temperatures down. We should have been at about 45 today. Our official high, 32. 28 was our overnight low, and the high was 13 degrees where we should be for this time of year. Only about 4 degrees below where we should be for our overnight low. Record high, 61 in 2010, and our record low back in 1985 at 13 degrees. We're still at 5.76 inches of precip for the year. Sunrise this morning at 7:04, and the sun set this afternoon at 4:26. As we move our surface loop in motion, let's jump to tomorrow and show you what we can expect. There is another storm system moving through. It is associated with a warm front, so we do have about a 20% chance for light showers in the Wenatchee area tomorrow, but we will warm up with high temperatures tomorrow, at least into the mid-40s. We're hoping maybe even 50 degrees. We'll see about that. Friday, maybe a morning shower or two, a 20% chance of that. Mostly cloudy then as most of the energy moves into Montana and then down through the central Rockies. High pressure and a big dome of it builds in just in time for our weekend. Unfortunately, a cold front also slides through. This will be a cold area of high pressure for Saturday and Sunday, with temperatures just slightly below where we should be for the weekend. And as you can see, the gray area is fog, and we will see plenty of that to start off our Sunday. Mostly cloudy, a lot like today, late in the day. As we move into Monday, mostly cloudy. It will remain on the cool side, and then our next storm system begins to move in. Showers in western Washington late Monday. Showers will begin to move across the state then on Tuesday. We could even see a rain-snow mix by the time we get into Tuesday afternoon, and even a little bit more precipitation past that. So right now, if we had to guess, it might be a wet Thanksgiving. Let's take a look now at your quick lube and tune forecast. Overnight low tonight, probably be a little cooler than that considering we only reached 32 today. So we're looking at about 30 for overnight low tonight. 50. We're hoping for that tomorrow as that warm front moves through, a 20% chance of rain late in the day. 49 for Friday after an early morning shower to kick off our day. And then by the weekend, we'll stay pretty consistent into the mid-40s, 45 for Saturday, 44 on Sunday, and not much change as we move into Monday and Tuesday. It will be cool on Monday at 44 degrees, and then those showers move back into our forecast by Tuesday, high then of 43 degrees. And that's a look at your local weather. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Just as the cool mornings and evenings are returning to our valley, Carrier and Alpine Air are offering best-in-class rebates and promotions to keep your home comfortable and safe this winter. Call for your free estimate today. Ask about rebates to $1,650 and low interest, low payment financing. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call 662-6846. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Sir, I pulled you over today to ask you one thing. Is it true that Apple Valley Honda has a free lifetime warranty on every new Honda?
Officer, I'm glad you asked. Our lifetime warranty comes free on all of our new Hondas. That means you won't have to pay a dime for any major expenses. That could save you thousands. And no, you do not have to service with us. It's a great peace of mind, officer.
Wow, my wife and I have wanted the new Accord. We'll see you this weekend.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Wednesday to you as we continue looking at the postseason awards for fall sports. Locally, let's turn to Big Nine girls soccer. Congratulations to Alyssa Konarick, the Big Nine Defensive Player of the Year, and Eastmont coach Aaron Riedel, the Big Nine Coach of the Year. First team forward, Wenatchee's Jaden Griggs. First team midfielder, Eastmont's Cheyenne Chang, Wenatchee's Kate Springer. First team defense, Eastmont's Alyssa Konarick and Wenatchee's Emmy Coldy. First team goalkeeper goes to Eastmont's Cora Fry. Cashmere's Chloe Diaz as the Player of the Year in the Caribou Trail League. Her teammates also making first team All-CTL, where Amy Martin, Claire Norman make that Carly Diaz and Grace Hammond. Cascade first teamers are Savannah Stefanko, Tori Driscoll, True Merriman, Stella Johnson, and Devin Archer. Chelan's Maritz Blanco is a first-team selection at defender, and her coach, Marina Williams, Caribou Trail League Coach of the Year. Congratulations to all. Turning to Big Nine's All-League Volleyball selections, Eastmont's Emma Damon is a first-teamer at setter. Making the second team for the Wildcats are Britt Vaughn, Ashlyn Grasseth, and Colby Vauchal. Wenatchee representatives on the second team are all Big Nine: Megan Wolf, congrats Wolfie, Emily Redmond, and Sierra White. Caribou Trail League also out with its all-league volleyball team selections. League champion Chelan landed just about everybody on the entire team on the all-league lists, including Lexi Gleesman, Emma McLaren, Ellie Collins, Leanna Garfoot, and Zitali Cruz on the first team. Katie Rainville and Morgan Herrian are on the second team. Cascade's Ashley Ross and Megan Evans are first team selections, while Madeline Shufflebean and Caitlin Craig make the second team. Kashmir's Aaliyah Kurt is a first team selection, and Lauren Kurt is a second teamer. Congratulations to all the ladies for your hard work this fall. Well, all schools will be celebrating at the upcoming tailgate luncheon Friday at the Wenatchee Convention Center. Wenatchee Central Lions Club member Jerry Anderson was a guest on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley and announced the keynote speaker, B.J. Coots, Dean of Students at Wenatchee High School.
When we started putting the program together for this year, we discussed what we wanted, what direction we wanted to go. Last year, we had Coach Devereaux from Wenatchee came in and gave a fantastic talk about having 3 students playing D1 sports from his crew up there with Cody O'Connell, Trey Adams, and Isaiah Brandt Sims down at Stanford. And that was fantastic. He had some great videos, and we had a lot of fun. And I thought we would take a little different tack this year because I think it's important to understand the importance of sports and extracurricular activities in the school curriculum.
Now, the luncheon, also hosted by the Wenatchee Rotary Club, will be Friday at the Wenatchee Convention Center. All starts at 11:30 at a very reasonable price to attend.
Tickets are $20 a piece, $25 at the door, and get you a course of lunch and hot dogs and pulled pork and chicken and all kinds of tailgate fare, as it were.
Sure.
And a no-host bar.
Again, that's the 2018 All-School Tailgate Luncheon coming up on Friday. Well, the Seahawks face the Green Bay Packers tomorrow night at CenturyLink Field with a quick turnaround for both teams since they both played on Sunday. Seattle coach Pete Carroll says his team has handled it well.
It's a physical challenge for the guys. Emotionally, our guys handled it great. I think better than maybe we have in other years, and just in the whole conversation has been about the game and all that kind of stuff. Hasn't been about anything about the fact that it's that there's a physical challenge to it. Our guys are not tuned into that end of it. So, but it is taxing. The other side of it is, and there's always a good side to it. We get the big break on the weekend. We'll take full advantage of that.
Now, the good news for Seahawks fans is that lead running back Chris Carson and starting offensive guard DJ Fluker will be ready to play tomorrow night.
Both those guys are really hungry to play again. They were close enough that they might have been able to play last week, but they would probably not have been able to finish. I think that all of our work and collaboration to figure this one out worked out well, and that both guys are raring to get out there and should be able to put up a good showing.
Seahawks and Packers kick off tomorrow night at 5:20 on Fox. Hey, by the way, did you know that all of the sports that we put together for you each night is on our website? Yes, it is, nightly. Go to our website, NCWLIFE.com. That's sports. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us, and have a great night.
Get the fastest internet available in North Central Washington by switching to LocalTel and get speeds up to 1,000 meg. Call 888-8888 today or go online to localtel.net.
I'm Jim Corcoran.
And I'm Ken Osborne.
And you're watching the NCWLIFE channel.